What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Cam.
I'm Desinae.
I'm Jada.
And I'm Jake. And you're listening to 4D, a podcast with four Black women in their 20-somethings who aren't afraid to get deep with it.
Hey, no. Hey, we can edit that out. We can edit that out. All right. So if y'all listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at 4DPod, FOURDEEPPOD.
Period.
And as always, make sure y'all let us know at the end how y'all felt our deep level was. So if you think it was 1 deep again, we're not trying to be 1 deep again. If you think it was 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep, 4 deep, let us know in our comments on Instagram, comments on YouTube. You can DM us. We love to hear from y'all.
And there's also a poll on Spotify. So let us know. Let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So as always, if y'all are new here, in the intro, we like to check in with each other and do Rosebud and Thorn. And Rose is something that is good that happened to us in the past week. Bud is something that is in the making, something that we're excited about that's coming up. And a Thorn is something that was kind of a little in our last week. So who wants to go ahead and start that off?
I can go first.
Okay, Cam.
I feel like I got a couple roses. I don't know.
Ooh,
I got a
been a
couple.
good week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first rose was seeing everybody's like positive feedback and how everybody just loved the first episode. I was like, oh my God, I'm so wrong. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'd be one of the people who just like won't start stuff because I'm scared people will not like it or not support it. But like, everybody's been rocking with us and we appreciate y'all. So that was one of my roses. Another one of my roses is that I remember telling y'all I had to like study for a pharmacology exam. One of the times I got my score back on that and I got an 87. So I guess it's also kind of related to my bud too. So I said I was going to start checking in about my semester, let y'all know. So we're on track. Yeah. And then my last rose is I got Renaissance tickets.
Oh,
yeah.
For those who aren't watching YouTube, I just did my little happy dance. I got Renaissance tickets for when Beyonce comes to Maryland, and I'm so excited.
Oh, you're going to the one in Maryland?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. I already said my bud. My thorn, I guess my thorn will be, I was breaking out in hives all last week. It was like for a week straight. I was itching. It was painful. It was the worst, but I got my medicine and I'm good to go. So I'm back in action. I feel a lot better. But yeah, it was definitely a thorn for real.
Damn. I'm sorry, girl.
That.
I know that's the worst.
I really feel that. That was me like literally like 2 months ago. I feel like I break out into hives like once a year at least.
Yeah. And I've never, last year, it was actually February last year, the first time this happened. Oh, wow. And then it went away, so I was like, okay, whatever. And then it happened again, and I said, is this like a seasonal thing? Because I don't want these problems.
I don't want that.
That's what I think.
But the medication, did they put you on like some strong stuff that had you sleepy? Because I have been fighting for my life.
See, no, and not even. I feel like okay, so I feel like it may have been like my 3rd year that I broke out into hives. So I'm kind of like, like adjusted to it. And like, I kind of learned how to, like, I went to the doctor to get, what they gave me. And I was like, okay, I'll take them if I can't fix this myself type of thing. And so like, I kind of just like learned, like usually like, yeah, like it keeps reoccurring. So I started like looking up how to deal with that type of thing. And it's like a lot of shit that you could do, like taking hot and cold showers to get your body to flush whatever it needs to flush, like doing stuff like that. Okay. So I feel like doing the natural stuff that I did kind of worked faster than the medicine that they gave me.
That's usually how it go, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was trying to look up some stuff online, but it just was not. But my mom, she was saying like I probably need to do some kind of like gut cleanse. She's always telling me like things that manifest in the body connect to the gut. She don't be lying, so I'm gonna look into it and try that. But
yeah, let me find out my mud doctor. Hold on.
Huh. That was actually she's a teacher, but that was her when she was younger. She wanted to be a doctor, so she be coming through with the little health facts. Shout out to you, Mama. I know you watching or listening.
Okay, so my rose for this past week would be Oh, I went to Vegas for my friend's birthday. Had a blast. We had such a good time. We went out. We went to brunch. We got cute. It was our first time really like, because we met in high school and we didn't go to the same college. So this is like the first time we've really been able to like go out for real and just have a great time. So that was really fun. A bud, that's like something I'm planting for this week. Um, yeah, okay. I would say stretching more. I was in a routine, but now I haven't been as much because I be knocked out and I wake up like as soon as I need to wake up. So making more time in the morning to stretch because my body be sore after the gym and it's like, okay, we can do better. Um, and then a thorn. Today was a long day, and I need to get back into some kind of just stop procrastinating and organize the things I need to do and do them because when they start building up, it gets overwhelming, and I don't like being overwhelmed, but I'm making myself overwhelmed. So yeah, doing better, getting my schedule together. Um, yeah.
No, I felt that though. Definitely.
Okay, also a rose. Okay, so really, I don't like go out very often. Like, I don't know. I'm just always doing something and I'm always trying to be productive. I really don't like, I don't want to say I don't be having fun, but I really don't go out. So Saturday, I ended up going out. This is my rose for the week because I had so much fun. We bar hopped downtown in Dallas, and y'all know I ain't from here, so that was like tourism for me. But it was like super fun, y'all. I got super drunk, went to so many bars, and I was hungover the next day. But when I tell you it was worth it, it was worth it. I had so much fun. So yeah, I don't really do that type of stuff often, like go to bars and stuff. So that was it. A bud would be I actually kind of got like a list now of the companies that I would like to work for. And I've been like really like doing my research on it. My number one company would be CBRE. They're everywhere too. So that's like better for me because I may be relocated in the next couple of months and I'm not 100% sure where. So CBRE is everywhere. And they're just so broad in terms of real estate. So I definitely want to try to get into that company. I have a friend who actually has an uncle who works in there who she going to pass my resume on to.
Oh, period.
Oh, we love that.
Yes, get in where you're doing, girl.
That's what I'm saying. So I really want to get up in there. So I'm really excited about that. I've been doing my like super research on that company to make sure, that's a work environment that I actually want to be in. But so yeah, that's a bud, figuring out which companies I want to work for. I'm not trying to just go in and apply for anything. Not this time.
Right,
I want to be intentional about the job that I find this time.
Okay.
And for a thorn, and something I got it. Matter of fact, do y'all know I broke my lightning speed iPhone charger? I broke the cord, and it has really been taking a bigger effect than I thought. My phone is always dead. And now I'm using these regular chargers like they're so slow. They're so slow. So yeah, I've been struggling with that, y'all. I gotta go get me another one.
So my rose, damn it, I had it, y'all. I had it. Listen.
Okay.
Oh. Tell me why your girl checked the mail and I had a check in the mail.
Ooh.
Now that's a rose.
Way to check them. Talk about check the mail.
I said, what? It did come with a toll road bill, but that's only $11 compared to what I got in the check. Okay.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. Okay. The check, I think it came from like my first job ever. Like they apparently was in like a little battle, I don't know, in the courts. And hey,
like
this is
one of those
check.
class action type.
Yeah, I gotta really look into that because this is the second check I got from that type of thing. So maybe a couple people sued them. Like, hey, but Hey, look.
I don't know. You might gotta find out
name.
though. You might gotta
For real.
case your damn self. You never know. You might got a case too. You never know.
Right. Look, let me find out. Nah, I was like, okay, hold on. Checking the mail. I said, God, what you trying to do? So I'm just seeing like what this is, but I'm definitely about to go deposit that. Because I got like 180 days, so let me not sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
My bud. So as y'all know, I don't think like our audience knows, but as all of y'all know, I've stopped drinking and smoking, and my bud is just really being able to be tested. Like I'm actually excited for that because I want to really see, you know, my strength and how hard I really am standing with this. Because, you know, my cousin, I was on the phone with him yesterday and he's like, oh, I ain't got no faith in you. I'm like, damn, like, okay. All right. And if you listening, you know who you are. So
A little call out real quick.
call out. Yes, like what? And we also bet like $500 that I would break my celibacy. I said, oh, watch.
He don't know. He must not know who you
I
are.
said, this is different. I'm in a new season, baby. Like you're tripping. I said no, because guess what? On my wedding day, I need that 500 plus an extra 500 for the gift. Okay,
That right
So I
there.
said, listen here, you gonna run a stack, baby.
Okay.
So cousin, yeah, but that's my butt. Let's see my thorn. Okay, so you look, y'all. It's the opposite of what Cam's bud was. I mean, what Cam's rose was. I signed up for the wrong thing with Beyonce's tickets. I signed up for Beehive, and I'm not a Beehive member.
So many people did that.
And it's frustrating. So, like, basically, it was like I didn't even register. So I was like, all right, cool. But Cam has really been trying to help a girl. So
We're going to try and get you this Philly show, girl.
man, yeah, y'all. And I would have to go all the way to Pennsylvania, which is not, like, tragically far, but it's not,
How far is it?
I don't know.
It's like 3 hours from me.
Oh,
and
so
you're
probably like
3
6 hours.
from me. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a 6 hour drive is not that bad.
You got a halfway
It's
point,
not.
girl. If you need
It's
somewhere
really
to,
not. Yeah. Thank you.
somewhere
yeah,
to lay your head.
that's the rosebud and thorn, y'all. And I love these updates, like for real. These really, because we don't update each other like
Facts.
off pod. So when we're on pod, y'all, these are
We
like
just gotta
true
get into
reactions.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, pod is our new. This is our new. This is where we got to get it out.
Yeah. I didn't even
That's where
think
y'all
of it
just
that
gotta
way. Like
hear
I
it.
did, but like, yeah, like for real. Because we don't be.
Yeah.
And this is our meet.
This is our meeting.
Y'all
And it's
gonna
every
get it.
2 weeks, right?
Damn, y'all, I did have a better thorn than that because it was actually something I did want to get into with y'all about. Can I say it anyway? Y'all, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. So you know how I said I started the new course, because I'm trying to, you know, up my skills and stuff. I'm not going to hold y'all. I fell off. I'm not going to lie. And, you know, I feel like it has a lot to, it kind of felt like just like the school feel again though, like, because I was going so hard for the CAPM, then I was going so hard for the construction management. And now I'm like trying to go so hard in this, but it's not there, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Tired. Like maybe just a little burnt
You can
out.
take a break.
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm really thinking about just going with what I got. Go ahead, like put my resume out there now and see, because I feel like I got the skills I need. Like the other courses were really like personally just for me, you know, like really just for me to get a little more in tune. But I just couldn't.
And you could put that
finding
on your
same
resume
motivation.
still, that it's in progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
They ain't gotta know. They ain't gotta know the
Yes,
details.
you can.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
that's see, that's why I'm glad I brought this up because that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed
Yes,
to
baby.
know.
Put that in
Out
progress
there.
on there.
Yes.
Take your time to figure out what you want to do.
Exactly.
Love
Oh,
that.
speaking of which I want to do. Okay, I got this one with my last update. So, okay, I know I was really like going in on how I felt directionless. Y'all, I was speaking to my brother. That's my bestie for real. And he, like, I was just really feeling the feels. Like, Jay, I think I told you this before too. Like, I love just making community and like doing events and stuff. My second job is at an events place. And I really like, I'm an event manager there. So it's really fun. And I do that on the side. Because I wanted to get more experience, and I didn't really know where this experience was going to take me, but I knew I wanted experience in the event space. So I'm looking into like being an event designer, an event manager, like event and experience, because one, that takes budgeting.
Facts,
Okay.
facts.
Two, like it really speaks to my creative side. And I think that I would really love to like niche down to like brand launch parties or like brand launch somethings. Like I just because look, I was looking at Lorve, I was looking at her brunch for Diera.
It was so cute.
So freaking cute. And like I'm noticing what I'm noticing in the videos. You know what I'm saying? Like F everything else. I'm looking at like all of the ways that she was able to put together. I'm pretty sure it wasn't her, but the way she was able to put together that event. And like I lived for it. I was looking at Rock Nation. Like I was looking at the things that go on to put the event on. I'm looking at what was that? Moon X Cosmetics relaunch party. Like I'm looking at all these different branding things, and I'm just like, this is really what my heart is like speaking to. Like when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm not looking at it regular, like, oh, this is a cool little thing. Like, no, I'm really digging into it. So I'm like, okay, let's see. So I want to do some more research and really dig into that, because I had a conversation with my brother before all of this, and he was really saying like, yeah, like I think that would be like, I can see that for you. So we're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna see. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can see it for you too.
Yeah, agreed.
Thanks, because y'all know how I was trying to put that whole girlfriends like slumber party thing on. Like I just loved all of that. Like
and the brunches. I'm sad we never got to do a brunch.
I know. We're going to. It's a 4 deep brunch, period.
Right.
Ooh.
If we ever in the same location for an episode, I feel like it's gotta be a thing.
Oh yeah.
It do.
It's gotta be a big thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's gonna be
We
dope.
really are all over the place. For real. We really are all over the place right now.
But no, that brings the pod some more character, some more experience. So I love that for us. Y'all, we talking about dating today.
I was about to say, gotta get into it.
Gotta get into it.
Get down and dirty.
Yikes.
All right, check in down. What's the tea?
Right. So what everybody dating life looking like?
Oh yeah, like slow. Are y'all single? Are y'all taken? Like what's going on? Is it complicated? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm in a full blown relationship.
Why you say it like that?
Just so they know,
like
because
disappointed.
Because not like I'm disappointed, but like they might be a little disappointed, because I feel like I don't know, single people have like juicier. Like it just be a lot going on, like me, like I be chilling, y'all. So like, I've been in a relationship for a minute, so
yeah,
we love Black love, so that's awesome. Well, single as ever, like no men in my phone type single. So
yeah, very much that.
Yeah. It's ghetto out here. That's why. Look. Ghetto. The dating scene, ghetto. Nobody prepared me for that. Like, for real.
Especially nowadays, just the way it's like, there's so many options, being in person or being online. That's just two different areas. And then it's like, what are you doing in your day-to-day? Where are you meeting these people? And then online, it's like, okay, what are your standards when it comes to meeting people online? Like, because when DM you, it's like, okay, like, but what are you saying in the DM? What makes you want to be like, okay, I'm gonna respond, but what makes you be like, okay, no, I'm not even. It's just so much, and like valid, like for that part, nobody could really prepare us for that because that wasn't around. So it's really just like rolling with the punches and seeing what works and what doesn't. So yeah, I know definitely social media can for me, I just have to take a step back, because a lot of things that we see, we can see it as, oh, like somebody else did that, I did that, or this person posted this screenshot of their DMs and they didn't like it, so maybe I shouldn't like that kind of approach. And so it's just so many things that we consume on the day-to-day just about life, but especially when it comes to like dating and relationships, and that's kind of what's the word, like not unintentionally, but I can't figure out the word, creating our standards. And that's not okay. Like, we are different people. We don't know what situation they're in financially, just personally, emotionally, and what may work for them will probably definitely not work for you or me.
Mm.
So it's definitely hard. Like it's definitely easier said than done, but whew, everything that we consume on a day to day is so influencing. So that's definitely a big part of like just trying to figure out what do I like? What do I genuinely like, or what do I like it just because I see somebody else like it, you know?
That's some deep stuff. I think you just got
That is some deep stuff.
Cause what?
No, that is some deep stuff.
That's so true. Because when you think about it, like at least all the girls, not all the girls, but a lot of the girls who's close friends, and I mean, you know, these are my friends, but it's like we all are talking about our experiences with men. And it's like you don't realize like how much of that can impact how you see something. Like just the other day I was looking at somebody's story and they were talking about like how, not to put their business out there, but it was like some mess that they got into with the dude that they're dealing with. And I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I agree with her. I see her view on this. But at the same time, I was like, I would never find myself in that situation, at least I don't think. So it's like, how can I adopt something for a situation that I've never been in, you know?
That's crazy. It's funny that you say that. Just lighten the mood. Like when I be seeing certain situations, and people be like, "How would you respond?" Like, babe, I wouldn't even have. It wouldn't even like,
That
Girl.
Hate to say it.
or
Hope I
like,
don't sound
you know that
ridiculous.
show that's called what is it? Married at First Sight. I'll be watching it and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, how could they?" Or like, "Wow, like that's crazy." I'll be like, "Jada, why are you trying to understand these people?" Like. I can't understand. I would never be in that situation. But yeah, so sometimes it's just funny. I'd be like, how do we get there? How do we get there?
No, for real.
But
Like
I also
from
love
social
shows like that.
media to the TV shows, because I watch all of the reality like love shows, from Love at First Sight to what was that? Love Island, Dating and Related, The Ultimatum. I could shout out all of them because I
Oh,
watched
the
all of
Ultimate
them
is
all
crazy.
seasons.
Yeah,
Like,
the
Yeah, the
ultimatum.
ultimatum
and
was wild.
Yeah,
yes.
like for
And
real.
did y'all see the one in France? That one was wild too. No,
No.
please watch it. Please watch it.
I know there's. I
Is
think
it
there's one in
subtitles?
Brazil too.
Yeah. And you could change it. You could change it to English too if you want to. But I like to hear their voices in French, you know.
It does make a difference though. Like the English dub does not sound like what the person looks
Right,
like. Like they don't look like
exactly.
how they, you know.
So I'll just be reading and watching at the same time, and I'm okay with that. But no, like it really, no, like Jay, I'm so glad that you brought that up because like thinking with your own mind, like my grandma has always told me that, like think with your mind and no one else's, and I have to really remind myself of that every single time I'm on social media because you can get caught up in it and really just like looking at other people's situations and like you said what their standards are or even looking at what like other men are doing for their girlfriends and then you're like damn like now I want that. It's like wait but were you even thinking that? Was that even in your like you didn't even know that was a thing. Like stop.
No. I have that.
Yeah, and it's just like I had to really sit down and be honest with myself about what my standards were and like what I see for myself in my future and be realistic about it because yeah, like what you see on social media, I promise, like a lot of the stuff is fake and you have to even take that into account. And then they're not even showing y'all the full relationships on social media. So y'all thinking that people are couple goals and then they break it up the next day. And it's just like, okay, so what happened?
Yeah, I had to really get through that. That definitely took a lot of like, cause I literally used to do just that. Like look on social media, like, oh, this nigga doing this for his girl. Oh, he doing that for his girl. And I will say it has like, there was a point where like I was swayed by that. Like, and I would start to look at my dude a certain way. Like, oh, maybe he don't really love me then if he's not doing this, and that. And maybe this, that, and the third. And then I had to really just like take a look at the mirror. Like, okay, you don't know what her dude got going on. 9 times out of 10, and a lot of stuff too. I feel like, especially because the community like that, like I come from, like my family is like we like from the hood, so like I know like a lot of like scammers and you know all that type of stuff. Like I know like a lot of these people, and you know just watching them, you know, do certain things that they do. But these are also people who are. Do you really want to be in their position? You know, you don't really know what people are
Mm-hmm.
doing to get what they got or to buy this for that person. So I had to really start looking at things differently. Like, just let my situation be my situation and let my feelings, you know, tell me. I had to, certain stuff I don't even pay attention to no more on social media, but I definitely had to tell myself, like, just follow your own feelings, like follow your own intuition. Like, you know, when you feel loved, you know this, you know, he love you just because this nigga ain't what, I don't know, what do they do these days? Rose petals all over the hotel room, Louis bags, Dior. I adore her. I'm adore her. Like, all that stuff came out, and I feel like it's all about being realistic. Like, people are not realistic with their expectations of their partner these days, and a lot of women, well, not even just women, but men too. A lot of people are single because they got these expectations that are just not realistic. Like, you're not. I don't know. People just got to be more realistic. Like, relationships really are not just like all fairy tales and rainbows and all that other stuff. You just gotta, I don't know, you just gotta be real with yourself. Gotta be real with yourself and real with them. And yeah, really buckle down. Because them expectations are the only way that you really like become disappointed. You expect, like, really, that's how you become disappointed. So you want to put, and you can't put expectations on people and then get mad at them when they don't follow through with certain expectations. Because you're not even really supposed to be putting expectations on people. Because I know me.
Or if you are, you just got to tell them.
Exactly. And not even, because like, yeah, if I expect that, okay, cool. But if you do decide that's something that you don't want to do, that's cool too. Because I know me, I'm not finna live up to nobody's expectation to me.
Okay.
So you can't really expect, I don't know, you gotta let them do what they do. You got to let them love you how they love you, type of thing. And then you just go with what's compatible. I feel like compatibility is a big thing too, that kind of messes with expectations and stuff, because maybe y'all just not compatible. Like, you want him to do this, that, and the third, but maybe he's really just not like that. And like, I do like hate to say that, because I feel like when couples like get into arguments and stuff, and the other person will say, I'm just like that, and people will make it seem like they don't care about you because they won't change this about themselves, or like whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's not even supposed to be like, are y'all compatible? You know, or the expectations, maybe those expectations would work well with somebody else. That too. So it's like, them expectations are just, they're a lot. It's a big deal in that shit. So
I mean, we can't get rid of like our expectations for people. I just think that majority of the time, as long as you make them known, and then the person can verbally, or I don't know, show you like whether or not they're willing to like live up to those expectations, then that's a, you know, a whole thing about like open communication, because there is a difference between standards and expectations. Standards are the things that are like not going to like, like, if you don't have that, you are not supposed to be with me. Just simple as that. Like, I can't be with you if you don't have these things. Those are standards. And then expectations are the things that can be kind of like swayed on. Like, okay, if you don't have that, then it's fine. Like, we can compromise, like, you know, and that's where it is. And like, a lot of times people do get disappointed because they don't share their expectations with their partner. And then they're just thinking, okay, well, read my mind. You're supposed to know me. Like, you're supposed to know what I like. And it's like, well, no, like, you got to tell them sometimes. Like, sometimes you really do have to open your mouth. Closed mouth will not get fed. So I definitely had to learn that too, like differentiating what my standards were versus my expectations. Like, my standard, like, yes, I would want you to be, you know, polite to anybody and everybody that you meet, you know, off rip. But my expectation, you know, is that you're going to try and at least open my door every single time. Like, you know, like, it's not going to be a standard. I'm not going to sit there and leave you if you don't open my door every time, but it's an expectation, you know? So I guess like that could be an example of what the difference is. Cause y'all got to check that, cause y'all be putting y'all expectations as standards and then really be getting burned because you like, well, no man is this. Well, you're trying to find somebody that's living up to expectations and not standards. So there's a difference.
And you got to figure out what, like Desinae was saying, your expectation may be my standard. Like, because I know people who don't get in the car if their door is not open. And it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like if that's your standard, then good. If you come across a man who don't open your door, you need to leave. Cause that's another thing too. Like if you have your standards and you know them and then you meet someone and you see that they don't fit your standards and you still try to make it work, that just it's not like you have to take in, and sometimes it might not be a red flag like something negative, but if it's not on your standards list or it goes against your standards, that should be a red
Mm.
flag for you that this person is not for you. So I know a lot of times like try to ignore the red flags, like I'm just set that to the side, like and at the end that be the thing that be making things rocky. And so you really have to like sit down and figure out what those are for yourself, and yeah, and stand firm in them, because if you don't, then at the end it's not really a blame game, but you kind of knew, so you gotta try try to do what you
Call him
can.
out, Jay. You
kinda
knew. Okay. You
Yeah,
knew.
and that's not the case for like people, like you have standards, because people are good to act like they're this person and eventually they're not. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
topic. I'm just
Ooh.
saying, like, for the things that we know that are non-negotiable, stand 10 toes on them. Like, do not be afraid. Like, there is somebody out there, and there are probably multiple people out there who will fit your standards. So do not
Mm-hmm.
settle. Please don't. Please don't.
Ooh.
And the other
Yeah.
person, they will be okay. They'll find somebody else who fits their standards as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be okay.
Huh,
I
everybody's
feel
gonna
like
be
that
okay.
was like I feel like that was like a huge part of what younger me needed to hear. Like 20, 21, 22, 23, even up to 24. I was very much a potential girly. Like I could see the potential in somebody and I'd be willing to try and like shape them and make them and mold them. Because I also used to be very much like a relationship type girl too. Like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be like dating around, whatever. But I really see the value in that now because I don't tolerate what I used to. I'm not going to sit up here and allow like excuse like behaviors or excuse things and make compromises in areas that should be my standards. You know what I mean? Like there's just certain things I won't allow myself to be around. And it's like, there's one thing if I feel like you don't notice you're doing it, of course I'm going to communicate it. But if it becomes a pattern or if I just know that you really just don't care, then you got to go. But yeah, the conversation on standards versus expectations is so important. I guess because I've always, or at least more recently, I feel like I've been more so of like a standards girl. Either you got it or you don't. I've really been just like, I don't care about nothing else right now. But the expectations part, I think, is probably an area where I could work on. Like once I get into that space where I find somebody who I would like to kind of like get serious and build with, because I'm not there with anybody right now. But I think communicating your expectations is definitely important. But then also like, is this realistic? Like, am I asking for something that's doable, or is it the area where I could compromise and allow this person to share an expectation that they have related to my expectation kind of thing? Mm-hmm. I feel like communication in relationships for a lot of people can sometimes be a little intimidating too. Like, oh, well, what are they going to say? How are they going to react if I say this kind of thing? And if you ever got to think about that about a person, that is a red flag.
I was just about to say,
that
Cam.
is a red flag. Please.
Yeah, like why are you scared? Why is it up there?
No,
yeah, you definitely.
No, I was literally talking to my mom yesterday. No, was it yesterday? It was over the weekend. And I was opening up to her about like some really, really, really deep stuff. Like that was like 10 deep. It broke the scale, y'all. But no, she was just like, because basically I'm gonna tell y'all the gist of it. Like I was kind of always worried about like things that I've done in my past or like experiences that I've had done in my past. And like once I tell my husband to be, I always felt like he was gonna like not love me anymore, or like he was just going to feel like, well, I don't want you anymore because that was the old you, and that's, bringing that into the new you. Like, I don't know. I just felt like he was going to connect it to who I was today. And she was like, well, just don't tell him. I said, no, I'm sorry. I said, no, I would want to be fully transparent. I would want my husband to know me through and through so that I know that he loves me unconditionally, no matter what I'm throwing at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to ever try to hide a part of me because I'm scared that he wouldn't love that part of me. Like, no, I need you to know all of me so that you can tell me and show me that you love all of me. Like, and that just,
real.
it's real. Like, it's really sad. And I had to really tell her, I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. Like, that is one piece of advice I can't take. Because no, like, I just wouldn't even feel right. Like, you know, like, I just wouldn't feel like my man knows everything that I've been through and the reasons why I am who I am today and the decisions that I'm making today and how I'm moving. Like, cause that's a big part of it. So I'm just like, no, I'm sorry. My man
Definitely feel you on that one. Just thinking about some things in my past too. Like it's integral to how I think, to how I operate in relationships. What are my non-negotiables? Like, I would have to be comfortable sharing. And I also think like too, like their response, not only me thinking like, do I feel like afraid to tell this person? So maybe I don't want to tell them. No, it's like, if I'm anticipating that they're going to have a negative response to what it is I'm about to share with them, it's just like, all right, like, but at the same time too, I think I'm one of those people who's kind of like, I think about my future husband and I pray about my future husband, but it's not in a way that's like I'm thirsty and I want to be married right now kind of thing. But it's just like mindful, like while I'm playing the field, I know that there's somebody, not playing the field, we're playing the field. There's somebody out there who is going to be my person for the rest of my life. And so that's one of the things that I do pray about them, is that they are supportive and receptive to what it is I have to share about my past, and kind of like sensitive to that there may be ways in which I have to like work through certain things that haven't been brought to like light yet. Because you know, so you go through certain things, you look back like, I'll never do that again, I learned my lesson, but sometimes that lesson doesn't really come until you're put in a situation where it's like, oh, now it's testing me to respond differently or do differently, or et cetera, et cetera. So just praying that somebody that'll work with me through all the dark and twisty. Shout out to Meredith Grey. I love some Grey's Anatomy. But through all the dark and twisty.
No, yeah, that was a word. Desinae, you felt like you felt something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it just made me feel a little something, you know, about like the retest and about like, you know, have you been through something previously and then it'll come back around to see if you're still in that place or if you're going to pass this test. And I felt a little like, I feel like now I'm in a place where I just feel like I'm definitely going through a bunch of trials and tribulations right now. So it was just like, but like that I've definitely been through before. And it's kind of just making me look back to ask myself, yeah, well, why didn't you back then? Or like, what was it that was keeping you from being able to get past this, or that was keeping you from being able to, because I will say like everything that y'all is saying is like in the beginning of my relationship, I was not like that. I was like timid. I was like, I just didn't really like speak up for myself. If I'm being real, I used to be a people pleaser. I had that too bad. And it would really show, it would show my family members, in my friendships, and in my relationship. And it wasn't even like, I would look at certain stuff like, and then like I would like feel like resentment like towards him for certain stuff. And then I'll have to look in the mirror like, well, actually, you need to take a look in the mirror because you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you created this dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You got to fix this dynamic. So I did actually go through a point in my relationship where I had to switch up the dynamic and put myself first, even in my relationship. And it's just like, it's like really good to just like hear y'all saying all of this and then just feeling like, okay, bitch, you know, like progress. Like for real though, like progress. Like I feel like I've made so much progress just with myself and through my relationship and being open, just like everything that y'all said. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, dang, like it's been a long journey.
I'm proud of you.
Yes. For real, y'all.
No, yeah, that's good, Desinae. No,
I used to be a
and even speaking about relationships, ooh, y'all, because I never really had like a good example of what good love looked like, you know, and that's the story for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all that's listening can really relate to that because, you know, just my parents weren't together and my grandmother, she was in and out of marriages. And then my grandmother on this side, she's screaming in my ear, don't ever get married. And she's married right now. She's like, that was the worst mistake. I'm just like, all right.
Oh my God.
No, for real. Like, she's literally walking around like, you don't have to do that. And I'm just like, no, but like, that's what I do desire. So it is kind of hard to try and like now build up what that's supposed to look like for me. And it's really something that, yeah, it's challenging because like I was really battling with even like this last couple weeks. Now that, you know, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. But I was really battling with it. Like, why am I longing for male attention? Like, what is that? And I had to realize like, okay, my dad, not saying that he's bad or anything, like he's obviously like great, like love that man, he's my bestie too, but like he doesn't give me that attention that I would need, and he's just been gone. Like physically he wasn't there since like 6th grade, so I couldn't get those hugs on a day-to-day basis. He didn't know, you know, what was going on with my life. Like he knew about my life, but he's not interacting with my life. And so it's really interesting to see how, even though I do have my dad in my life, it really affected me wanting and looking for that actual male attention, that day-to-day male attention. And I didn't understand that at first. But then I had to realize that for myself. And now that's kind of why my DMs are closed, y'all. Closed, okay? Like, no. And there's been men that's trying to get my number in person. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gotta wait till June. Like, I put that on myself. I said, no, I can't talk to no one. I can't date no one till June because I've never been by myself. And so this is the first time where I cut everybody off. Like, my phone is completely empty and I'm truly by myself trying to heal and recover from that and really just understand certain things. And in this time, that's when I was able to realize why I was continuously having a man in my life and never trying to put it down or never trying to really like search for that self-love first, is because I felt like I always was missing out on that, and I wanted that, and I was trying to create that for myself. But ooh, it can get so much deeper, but y'all don't need to know that.
Saying, girl, you just hit me in my soul.
But shout out to you for being vulnerable in that way too.
Thanks. No, I wasn't talking about y'all. I was talking about the audience. Like, I just can't be that vulnerable. Like, you know.
No, but I feel that.
But
we can talk after.
But yeah,
that was enough. Yeah, because Chile.
I feel you on the right.
Yeah,
taking
I even
time to
pressed
be by
my
yourself.
dad today. Like, I was like, "Is there a question that you should ask me before tomorrow?" And he called me. He was like, "Are you moving? What's going on? What happened?" I said, "Dad," I said, "Tomorrow's Valentine's Day." He said, "Oh, you funny." I said, "Not that." I said, "Sir."
Oh my God.
Sir. No, but he's just never really like been that type. So, but it was just like hard because my coworker, she's sitting there telling me like, oh yeah, my dad, like he what'd she say he did? He one day when I was in school, like I got called to the principal's office and I was thinking I was in trouble, but like my dad had sent me some flowers and a big teddy bear for Valentine's Day, and she says that he always sends her edible arrangements and stuff, and like, you know, a little daily message to remind her that she's beautiful. And then I seen like this card in CVS, and it was like, to my daughter for Valentine's Day in case you need a reminder of how much you're loved. And I was just like,
girl, I could cry.
I'm like,
right
you
now.
know, no, for real. So I was kind of feeling a little like a little sour about that. Like, dang, like, you know, I have to call him if we're speaking. Like, he rarely calls me. And so it's just like noticing these little things and like bringing it up. Like, cause I never really fully processed him leaving, because, you know, he left really quickly, but it was for good reasons. And so I just never was able to process it because I'm the oldest child. I had to really like be strong for my siblings, and so I just never was able to like process that on my own. So like now, I don't know, a lot of that is just coming up, and I'm just like, okay, well, like, you know. And even seeing my best friend's dad and the way he treats her, you know, like I just loved it, but I always longed for it. So I was really trying to create that for myself, y'all. But it's okay because God, he delivered me from that the other day. Desinae, I think we had a conversation. I told you about that. Like, it was really deep. It was really like emotional, but God really gave me a vision of him, like just holding me in his arms and me being a little girl. And he was telling me like, all that love that you feel like you were missing from your, you know, your earthly father, like I got you. Like, I'm here. Like, you're trying to create this unconditional love and like prove to yourself that you're worthy of being unconditionally loved from somebody else through and through. But like, I've been doing that since the jump. Like, you just got to focus on my love. And so like, y'all, like, it got deep. Like, I was crying all day, but I was fasting that day, and that was the first day I fasted. Ooh, like, y'all.
Oh, that was good.
Yes. So God really
good.
showed up and showed out for me, and he started like really delivering me from that and like helping me heal. So we're on the up and up with that, y'all.
Period.
Oh, I love that.
And you know, I feel you wholeheartedly. Oh my God. That is so,
because
I
Desinae
really
and I's
feel you
situation is kind of
wholeheartedly.
similar. So I really, I appreciate you for listening to Desinae. You be a good friend. You be a good friend.
Oh, the sister circle. I love it.
Damn,
I love
that's
that.
so. I mean, in light of Valentine's Day, because similar to Jada, I feel like I've gone through like the same type of things in terms of missing my dad. But I do want to shout out my mom, because for Valentine's Day, because my dad wasn't around, you know, she would step up, and my mom would come to our school with balloons and candy and stuff to make a scene for us for Valentine's Day. So shout out to my mom, because I don't even think I've ever like, you know, like made like
Love
a really
that.
big deal out of it. But it really is a big deal, and it really does mean a lot. And yeah, shout out to the good daddies too. Shout out to the mamas, you know, because
For real.
Right.
y'all don't know, y'all really do like kids for real, like for real. Ugh, that's when Jada got me all emotional. Like, y'all don't even know, it's like in my throat right now. It's in my throat.
I know we need to
right
light
now.
this up a
felt
little
that.
bit. Somebody throw in some good stuff.
I was going to say, we can take the opportunity to use Valentine's Day to recognize the love that we're surrounded by, no matter like who it's from, you know?
Right.
Because I think sometimes when you're looking around, wishing that you had what other people had, you kind of like lose sight of what it is in your life that, you know, is giving you that love that you needed. You know, I think all like my friends, my best friends, my mom, my dad, like think about all those people that really like, you know, and even the people that be praying for you that don't know, that you don't know that they're praying for you, those people that are loving on you too from afar.
Right.
So it's just like, there's so much love in our lives for us to like take in and for us to appreciate and recognize and for us to give too. I think sometimes in not receiving, we kind of miss the beauty in being able to give love to people. And just kind of like see how that changes their reaction, you know? So then it's like, oh, you know, that's kind of fulfilling for me too, in a way. So kind of just, it takes away from it distracts you from like the lack in being able to kind of like show love and also appreciate what you have in your life too.
I love that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Cam got
deep
some.
in this episode.
That's what I'm saying. Because girl, now look, I'm back with my hard horse. So what she say? Think about the love that we do get now. No, for real. Don't think about the lack. Think about what we do got, and
Right. Abundance mindset, period.
Exactly. That definitely put me on a different plane.
And I love all y'all.
I love you too.
Will y'all be my
Yes, love this.
Valentine?
Yes.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
See, and you know what? I do remember. Shout out to Denasia, because I do remember she dropped off like these little Valentine's Day mugs. They were like mason jars filled with candy and like stuff. That was so freaking sweet. Like, shout out to you, Denasia, because you really made me feel loved that day. You really did. So.
I won't forget that Valentine's Day, because she definitely pulled up to my house. I said, "Why are you outside?" And mind you, that's one of my best friends is Denasia. So she lives in San Diego and I lived in Victorville at the time. This is a 2.5, 3-hour drive. And she's like, "Come outside, I'm at your door." And I'm like,
"Oh my God."
And it's a heart-shaped box with like all kinds of, she got me socks, she got me a windbreaker. She like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm too emotional for this. I'm
like, for real, Sam, hold on.
and it was like, we hadn't seen each other in so long, so I just moved home. Oh, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But especially because she's been on my heart recently too. That's my best friend. I love her so much. But yeah, I was like, girl, like, no way you're at my door. Is Jada actually getting tissue right now? No.
No, because what? Oh my God, no. Shout out to the best friends, because Taylor was the first one to really teach me what real love was, like genuine love. Like, and I told her this and I had to tell her. And I'm like, bro, you taught me what true love was, because I did not have a lot of different, you know, examples of it. So for us to really have that relationship, like, we've been best friends since 6th grade. So it's really like standing strong, like through and through, like, love that girl. And she really did teach me the meaning of true love. And now, like, I feel like that relationship I'm able to now base what I would need in a romantic relationship off that, because of course, you know, you want your man to be your best friend at first too. So like now I can even, you know, have some like starting point. And I truly, truly love her for that. Like dead ass love her for that. So shout out to you, Taylor.
Just on that note too, like definitely I will never forget too when Jada had mentioned about like how, well, both, I don't know if I was talking to both of y'all. I was talking to one of y'all, Jada or Taylor, mentioning how that friendship is really, you know, like set, like, okay, like this is how I need to be treated. You know, it wasn't a romantic thing. And just from that, like, yeah, when you think about like just how you and your close friends treat each other, like that really does make an effect. And if somebody else is not doing that like romantically, it's like, if my homegirl could do this, then what are you doing? Like,
That part.
how do you get to this? Because me and my husband gonna go out to eat tomorrow. So,
I know that's right.
no, but yeah, like the love that you share, like with your friends, that is like I've been realizing that probably like the most recent years, even with like close family members, just how y'all love on each other and support one another and just show up for one another here and there. Like it's nothing but like a quick FaceTime call, checking in, laughing about something, or just really like asking like how your day was and genuinely like listening and caring and like really sitting down. Like, there's just so much that a lot of like platonic love like really does go into relationships. Like a percent of it. So I
Yeah.
think the way that, you know, you receive and give love in your friendships, like compare that to like how you take relationships. Like, you know, it may be okay, maybe I need to adjust a few things. Maybe I need to, you know, the way my friends treat me, maybe I need to start looking for that more in a relationship. Or hey, like if I wouldn't want to be treated like this in this aspect, why am I accepting it over here? Just like little things like that. It definitely helps you get a different perspective on things. Like, you know, not just talking about your relationship with your homegirls, but really looking like, okay, like y'all really my girls, and you know, I would like to be treated this way, you know, in another, like in my romantic relationship. So yeah, definitely friendships, all that family, they be holding it down.
For sure. For sure.
Mm.
I know all this love.
I love that.
I know. Now I'm all full with love. It's
Me too. All this love.
Oh my goodness. And we didn't even hit none of the points we want to talk about. Like that's fine. Like because this
was a
is
good
way
conversation.
better. Like, yeah, definitely. No, 100%.
This is good.
Like
This is
seriously.
love.
Yeah. No, like knowing true love, and you know, we always are so confused by it because there's a lot of things that can throw confusion into the works, like social media, like we said before, you know. But looking to those things, and especially God, looking to the way that he loves is like wild. And also just knowing, like Cam, what you're saying, like about showing love, like we have to really be so intentional about showing our friends love and showing up for them, and not being so like comparing ourselves to one another, even with like relationships, because just because I'm single right now and going through some stuff with my singlehood doesn't mean that I can't show up for my friend who's in a relationship and be like happy for them. I would want to be genuinely happy with like no jealousy, no envy in my heart at all. Like I want to do that. And that's what I've had to work through, because at first I was a little sour, a little salty. I was like, damn, they living their best life and I'm over here by myself. But then I was like, you know what, Jada, no, like show up for them, and it really makes you feel a lot better on the inside. Like truly, like when you show love to other people, it will erase any negative feelings that you have in your heart, seriously, because then you're making really that connection. Yes, y'all. So show your friends some love, y'all. I really do treat my best friend like I tell everybody. I'm like, this is my first wife, so like all y'all, look, y'all look.
The bar is high.
Exactly, the bar was set very high. Okay, I treat her like, you know, like I would want to be treated, and so yeah, definitely take that into consideration. Yeah,
and your best friends be your riders too, because let a dude try with you. My friends be
Okay.
Who's gonna
ready.
be?
Ready to
They
go.
love to jump. So
No,
listen.
for real. Especially Denasia. No. Because Denasia does not play. Wait, Cam, I think there was a time when in college when it was you and Denasia, I think I was at y'all's dorm and this guy had pulled up to talk to me and y'all was like not having it. Like,
Yeah.
like y'all,
Yeah.
I think had sent me a Snapchat or something or like put a picture in my phone. I don't know what y'all did, but y'all
I
was
don't
checking up
remember that.
on me.
But it
Like,
sounds right.
Yes, I think I
It
still have the
sounds
picture
very
on my
right.
phone. Like he pulled up and y'all was like,
Mm-hmm.
look, we're here. And that's some real stuff. Like, love that. Cause you need a support system in this dating game. Like, cause it's wild. Okay. Ghetto out here. Very, yes. Share your locations. You better send that license plate number to your friends. Like,
That part.
I am not
yeah,
playing.
girl.
Like, please, safety
We used to have
first.
like code words. Like if I text this to the chat, that means like call me and make it seem like something's going
It's
on
an
so we can
emergency.
get out of here type thing.
Exactly.
It's an emergency.
That part.
But then it was
That
like,
part.
why were we in that situation to begin with? I don't know, but we was young and having fun. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you might be
College
in
was
that
a different
situation
time.
though.
Yeah, you got to get out there. Was that my homegirl?
It's
She'll
true.
hit the chat. My homegirls, we got a little group chat. She'll hit the chat, send a whole screenshot of the whole dude Instagram. Like send us a screenshot of where the place is that they going. Like, yeah, I'm going out with this guy tonight. This is his name. My location is on. So yeah, I'll update y'all later. I'm like, yeah, girl, got you. We'll be on the lookout.
No, yeah, that's real.
But
Gotta
you know, I
play
feel like
safe.
that's also right. That's also probably one of the reasons I think why I haven't been on dating apps before. Because it's like, one, I feel like I kind of prefer to meet people like organically, I guess, like just in the day to day. But two, I'm like, what if this is a whole creep? You know what I mean? Like, I do not know you. And I'm like, hey, you know, let's take it from the DMs to real life. I just like, what if you're crazy? Like, I don't know.
People be fearless. People be fearless. And I mean, like, because it's one thing, you know, like, okay, it's one thing. Okay, you're on a dating app and y'all go somewhere out to eat, public place, whatever. You know, I didn't hear stories. People straight to the crib. That's fearless. That's a bold move. That's a bold move. No, for real. People be straight to the crib.
Because what if you can't get out?
To the crib. Exactly. From the app to the crib. Don't ever go from the app to the crib. Public place. But people be going from, for real, from the app to the crib.
Right.
Be safe.
And
Please
that's
be
why
safe.
I am so safe, because I think I'm the only one. We kind of talked about this before. I think I'm the only one with some app experience, for real. And no, I was for real on them things. Listen. Okay. And it was hard for me to get off. And it was mainly just because I felt like I wasn't going to be able to find anybody in person. Like I had lack of faith in that. But then I always felt like whenever I was on the apps, like, nah, but my husband, no, we gonna meet in person. So I was always knowing that whoever was on the apps was like not for real. Yeah, exactly. Because one, you're judging based off of pictures and like the bio that they want you to see.
Right.
And so it's just like, yeah, it's just, it was not. So I'm no longer getting on them damn apps. Like I swore off them things because I'm ready to meet my husband, not like desperate or anything, but like the next man that I meet in, like he doesn't have to be, because like, you know, I want to be dating and be open to that and not have like expectations through the roof about the next man that comes into my life. But the next one that I'm gonna take serious is definitely gonna be, you know, that potential. And so I needed to get off them apps and stop playing. Like, okay, if you want to meet your man, you say that you want a husband, but why are you still on the apps? If that's where you know you're not gonna meet him. So
yes, you have to be real with yourself.
yeah, I had to make it make sense. It wasn't.
Yeah, apps just make it too easy. The apps are just too easy, too accessible. It's definitely easy to get addicted to something or like not be able to hop off something. And then even make you feel like, oh, maybe I won't be able to find nobody else. Before them apps, or even before social media, the only way you found your husband was in person. But now that we have access to like all the different stuff, now it's making you feel like, well, damn, I need to use this to find people, you know, and stuff like that. So definitely got to stay tuned to like that. It's just accessibility, really, that you look at. It's just the accessibility that's making you feel like, because the real world is still out here. It's still out there.
And do I sound like conceited or like, I don't know, something, but like when I'm talking about when I say this, like I just felt like I was too good for the apps. Like,
girl, no.
I was like,
No,
I'm like,
you don't
I'm
know.
sitting there writing a bio like, I'm too good for this shit. Like, like I'm a gem, baby. Like, I'm
No.
sorry. Like,
You're not wrong for that.
No, that's valid.
I'm
Because
like
if you think
embarrassed to
about
be
it,
on the shit. Like,
yeah, I get that.
I'm like, I'm too
I
good of a
get
woman.
that.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Like, get me up off of here.
Yeah, no, it was ghetto.
I feel like I would
You
be
are really
embarrassed
funny.
if like somebody I knew saw me on a dating app. Like if one of my classmates. I don't know why that would be so embarrassing for me.
Because it
Like,
feels,
I
I
can't
don't know, to me, it
rationalize
feels like
it.
desperity. You know, like that's what it would translate to me. Like if I whenever I was scared of seeing somebody else that knew me on there, I would feel like they thought that I was desperate or like,
Maybe that's what it is.
you know.
I think
And I was
that
just
also
like,
goes into just like what you're looking for. Also, just a view of like, because you could be doing both. You could be going out in places looking for a man, or you could be on the app, or you could be doing both. And it just goes into like how you see your dating and what you want for yourself. Like if you feel like, like all these people getting access to like just because y'all are in the same area, if you don't like that, then it's like, okay, like yeah, this ain't the place. This ain't the place for you. But I think it goes into just like standards versus expectations, how open you are when it comes to relationships. Like, some people, just comparing it to college. Like in college, when you're in college, you have the experience to be around so many different people from around different places. Da, 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 da. But compared to somebody who doesn't have the means to get out or be in a space like that, maybe a dating app could open that dating pool for them. And so I could definitely, I know me personally, if somebody see me on the app, I just be like, that's because I get that. Like that's how I feel. Because no, and I'm scary. Like Desinae was talking about, I'm too scary for that. Like,
Me too.
no, I don't. After like getting a message, no, that I gotta delete everything. But I say all that. I say all that to say, like, it just goes based off like Jada, you knew, like you like, I know I'm not gonna find my husband. Like you already wasn't expecting to. So yeah, like you already feel like you too good for this because this is not bringing you what you want. So it really just goes into standards and expectations, and like what your interests are. Also, like you have that dating app Black, and then the other ones are more broad. Like if you're on a broad app, clearly you don't care about certain things. The pool is wide. The pool is wide. I don't know if they have like filters or anything, but but then you have the Black app. Even though I heard that it still be others on there, but then you can go on the Black app and be like, no, that was that was. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it at a
we
level.
see that.
I'm trying to keep it at a level.
It was us trying to hold it together.
No, because I see y'all faces and I'm like, I'm trying to get through this sentence.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm sorry.
God.
I was trying to let you get through it. Okay.
You have the Black app. It's like, then that's a narrow down. I'm only looking for, Black folks, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it just really goes into like, what do you want? What do you want for yourself?
Yeah, your purpose behind
Yeah.
using the app is important. Because if you're using it for fun, you're having fun. If
Yeah,
you're using it to find real love, you're using it to find real love. And I know there's people who have beautiful relationships that came out of apps and social media. So I love that for them.
I met my ex on Tinder.
Oh wow.
And I used to tell him too, I'm like, don't ever tell nobody that. Like, we're gonna lie about the way we met, okay? I told him like dead ass. I was like, we're not gonna tell them that we met on a dating app. Like, I'm sorry, we're not doing that.
No, you're funny.
I mean,
stand on
no.
it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
For real, so that
Like, you
people
slid
can
in my
know it's a chance for them too, type of thing.
Okay.
I think it was just like it went against what I knew in my heart that I wanted. That's why I feel this way. Like, because I definitely know that there are success stories, like, even down to like what OK Cupid, like, like stuff like that. That was like the OG stuff. That was, the OG online dating stuff. So it's just like, I know that there's success stories, but I knew that wasn't my success story. So that's why I felt too good for the app. That's why I felt like, what am I doing? I'm playing myself by being on here because I just knew in my heart it wasn't that. Like, And I mean, obviously we didn't work out. So I mean,
it wasn't what you wanted.
Exactly. Like, no.
It's really the don't tell nobody. That's how we
No,
go.
for real.
Okay.
I'm screaming. That is funny. But let's talk about how people be switching up though, because like you could be all cute in text, and what's up with that line? Like, let's do what we said in text type stuff. Like, no,
Ooh,
no.
Stop. Oh, that's so cringe.
Cause ew, like they really be a whole different person in person. And that's why I had to tell people, like, we'll be on the phone. They'll be like, oh, like, do you like me? Are you feeling me? I don't know yet. Like, I haven't seen you in person. Like, it's completely different. And y'all already know I can get into a whole story.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not gonna do that. But long story short, yeah, like people can definitely be completely different, from Instagram to real life. And you have to be prepared for that. And like, what's your exit strategy? Cause I have a hard time with letting people down. I really do. Like I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it, but I'm having a hard time. But I have to just realize like I'm doing both of us a favor when I let you down because it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be in it and I'm not gonna be able to give you my full self. So like, and I'm just gonna be playing games with you or ghost you, but I don't think ghosting is good in this world. Like I really think that really brings up a lot more anxiety in people because it's like that, what is that abandonment type thing. You can really bring up some abandonment issues when people are just ghosting people left and right. And like, that's become the culture now. And it's just like, no, like if you don't like me or for, X amount of reasons, whatever, you don't have to say the reasons, but like, at least just be upfront that this is not going to be what I expected. Cause now you have me expecting to get a text from you tomorrow. And now I'm just looking here dumb, like my text being on red, like, so it really is something. It really is something. Like let people down, tell them, don't just ghost them, please. That's not nice. You wouldn't want to be ghosted.
And really, if it's the first day, like it's kind of like if it's like, okay, like I just met you and this is not what I expected type of thing, I'm not even going to say it shouldn't be that hard to let people down, but I do feel like if you are having a hard time, just think about the fact that like, this is new for everybody. This is not that deep right now. This would actually be the best time to do it before feelings got involved, before they started expecting stuff to me. This would be the best time. So if you're telling yourself like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, you will hurt them way worse if you wait until whenever.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I definitely do agree. Like, conversations need to be had. But also, sometimes it ain't like if you haven't been talking that long, or sometimes people just say stuff, and you just gotta leave.
You just gotta go.
You
just gotta get out.
It's curtains.
Yeah, you have to draw first. You gotta. This is literally expectations and standards, y'all. You have to draw the line somewhere, and like also we're grown. People know that some things to say or some ways that they act is not okay. Like sometimes there doesn't need to be a conversation. It just needs to be all right, let me remove myself. Because also you have to take into consideration, like, is this situation worth me putting my energy into getting worked up, putting a lot of breath in something and like, okay, like I'm really gonna sit down, let's have this conversation. Like, is it worth that? And a lot of times it is. Do not get me wrong. Because like Jada was saying, like you have to like have a conversation, people do have their different issues. And if you really care about the person and you don't want to trigger nothing for them, yes, please sit down and have that conversation, because just upping and leaving, that can hurt. But also too, like, it's okay. Like if there's something where you just feel is absolutely ridiculous and y'all, a lot of times, it's like you haven't even known the person this long to like sit down and put that energy. Please just leave. It's okay. You don't have to explain yourself. But that's also not loud. I'm gonna say again, it's also not to excuse a lot of times. Conversation is needed because again, we are capable of that. We know we're at the age where we know how to use our words and communicate things. So yeah, but you made a good point on that, Jada.
Oh yeah, that's a word. But you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Like, I don't think that this is serving me anymore. So bye. And it could be that.
Literally just that. Yeah, this isn't gonna work for me.
Yeah.
And just let it be that. I think there is a difference between like removing yourself and ghosting. I think sometimes ghosting comes from more of like an avoidant place. Like, I don't want to make myself uncomfortable having this conversation. At least that's me. You know, I'm a recovering ghoster, and I feel like for me,
that's a new term.
It really is a term though. Oh my God.
It was like, if we've been on like 2 or 3 dates and then you did something that gave me a severe ick and I just don't want to have to bring up this uncomfortable conversation, I'm going to just stop talking to you. And it's like, now this person is left hanging, like, what happened? I thought vibes are good. Like, that's not okay. But at the same time, like, if there's situations, like I was telling the girls off podcast before we got on, there was this dude who kind of just been in and out of my DMs and recently came back in and was talking up like he wanted to meet. And then the day comes that we were supposed to go out or whatever, I don't hear from him at all. So then he calls me the next day, I decline. He calls me again, I decline. And it was like, he was, what did he say? He was asking, what did he say? He said he was getting ready to ask me like what happened the night before, and I just was like, "Why are you calling me on Instagram when you have my number?" He was like, "I don't have your number," and so I just left him on red, and that's just been in the conversation right then and there. That's removing yourself from some of this, wasting your time. Like, you're not intentional, you're not serious. Like,
right?
What is this? Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do think there is a difference between knowing like what's not for you and just like letting it be where it is, knowing that you don't really owe nobody an explanation for that, because they should know that they're wrong at that point. Like, you should know your approach and your whole thing is off. But you know, leaving somebody hanging where you could have a conversation that you just rather not have is kind of like, all right, you gotta put on your big girl
especially when
pants.
they're like putting in the effort, like, you know, because like he wasn't putting in the effort, so like he don't, you know, exactly. But if somebody really thinks something's going good and you just not feeling the person, like just be nice and like at least just say something, because they thought that it was all peaches and roses, and then it's like, oh nope, and then they're gonna carry that into their next thing potentially, and just be like, damn, like now I don't even know if she's gonna ghost me. Like, you know, it was just going good, and then I just up and didn't hear nothing from her. And you know, sometimes a lot of these men, y'all do need some help. Like I'm not even saying it to be mean, but like they need to actually hear from us to tell them what was wrong so that they don't do that to another woman, you know?
That's real.
And so it's like you having that conversation is actually going to help so many women down the line, because then they might take that into consideration. Like, oh dang, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Like, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I mean, you know, men, please receive the conversations like that, because sometimes they just pop off. But like, if you're receiving and you're mature enough to like understand, like, okay, this is positive feedback, and like, what is it, like critique, like,
constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. Like, take that into account and like try to better yourself, because that's what dating really does too. Like, it really shows you and highlights a lot of things in yourself that you need to fix, just to be a better person in relationship, period. So like having those conversations are very necessary, because it's a learning lesson, like for the next time. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a word. It is.
Yeah, because I'm gonna try to receive that, because I'm very big. I am very big on saying I'm not your therapist, I'm not your mama, I'm not your big sister. I'm not gonna sit here and teach you. But sometimes, like, it is like, you know, I could say something, or you know, and I think what really hit me is just the fact, like, you know, this, I'm not gonna be the last person he probably comes across and, you know, approaches this way. So it's best to, you know, at least say a little something like, okay, like, you know, this rubbed me the wrong way, and it would probably be best if you don't do it again, if you know, want to. But you know, just having that conversation can be necessary sometimes. So I'm gonna note that, but also like not too much, because like I said,
yeah, not too much.
Not your therapist, not your mom,
and not your big sister.
Big on that. Big on that. There's a boundary. There's a boundary there, and that's necessary. And sometimes you do need to seek professional help, Bookie.
No, for real, for real.
Not Bookie.
You gotta see a shrink.
No, because what? We all like, come on now, get real with yourself, for real.
It's not right though.
People be in denial,
girl.
But y'all, oh my goodness, this was a great conversation as always. I hope that y'all are really like loving this, because we love just coming together and having these conversations. And like Cam said, like all the positive feedback that we've been receiving, all the love and the support, like thank y'all so much. Like seriously, like y'all, exceeded our expectations for that first episode. That was just a pilot. You see that you know, we're getting better each episode, and so we're really here for it. So thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all get to see our faces this episode too. Like, that's already a
right.
I know, to help with the voices, because I know if it's a couple of us, you're like, who's talking?
No, for real. I was worried about that.
I'm proud of us. I'm excited, and like you were saying, like a lot of the feedback that we got, like it just means so much. Because I know when I listen to other podcasts, like I want to feel like I'm sitting there like with them talking, and like a lot of people, you know, I hear things about, you know, conversations that I probably had or questions that, you know, I never thought about, and they've really been like some reflective moments for me. So just for, you know, the feedback we got on episode number 1, like to hear like, you know, that people was feeling it, they loved listening to it, they could just, you know, they felt like they was in the room with us. Like, yes, I love that for you, because that's how I want you to, that's how we want you to feel. And so, yeah, it's so rewarding. And like I said, I have to really remember too, like these podcasts, I'm just, you know, talking to the homies, and even the audience, y'all the homies now.
Yeah.
So, tune in and definitely, yeah.
Ain't no switching up. Ain't no switching up.
Y'all better follow, subscribe, turn on the post notifications.
Okay, that's really a word. Ain't no switching up on
Ain't
us,
no
okay?
switching up.
Right. You're here now.
Yeah.
And we didn't got deep with y'all, so you're here now.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah. And definitely like comment, share, like DM us, like talk to us. Like we wanna interact with y'all and have conversations and all that good stuff. Like it's not just 4D pod. Like I'm Jada, I'm Jay. We got Jada here, Desinae, Cambria. Like we're all people. It's us. So you can just talk and let us know how you feeling, and we'll receive it.
Yes, and on the note, please don't forget to let us know how deep y'all thought we got. What would y'all give it today?
Yeah.
Ooh. What would y'all give it?
I think it was kind of deep.
I would say 2, but maybe Jada took it to a 3.
3 deep.
With her vulnerability.
Because
thanks, y'all.
Yeah, we did.
And we shed tears today. Hold on.
Okay, we did get a little teary.
We shed tears today.
Yes.
Like, wait a minute.
Yes. It's deep.
No, yeah. It was watering.
Mine was watering.
Got choked up.
Mine was watering for sure. Yeah, I was.
3.5.
Okay, yeah, I give it a 3 because the tears weren't flowing.
Yeah. I'm a crier though, so we gotta take my tears with a grain of salt. I will cry just because.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, yeah, I understand, but I do think I think we got 3. I think we got 3.
We can give it a 3.
Yes,
I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think.
Definitely vote on Spotify, do the poll, and comment below on any of our episodes. What am I saying? Comment below on the reels or TikToks that we post. That's like previews of this. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yes.
All that. So yeah, what's our Instagram again? 4D Pod. FOURDEEPPOD.
Yeah.
Us on there.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Please.
Yes. And let us know what y'all think we're gonna talk about in the next episode, because we coming back to back with it. Okay.
Y'all really back me up.
Thank y'all so much again, and we love y'all.
Thank y'all for listening. Love y'all.
Bye.